Hello, everybody. Welcome along. It is watch along time. It is international break. So we are on England duty again. Always fun. But tonight is a friendly game with the big one against Italy coming up on Tuesday. It is England versus Australia at Wembley. Come and join us for the next couple of hours. Hopefully, it's a good one. Good evening, everybody. We're getting through the international break, nearly up to the first Saturday, and then it's the home straight back into EFL and Premier League football all over again. We do have, sorry, I should say there is EFL football at the weekend, but we have a lot of Championship fans here who will be missing their clubs this weekend. This, I guess, is a bit of a help, a little bumper game, like I say, the sort of friendly. Before the big one against Italy, we'll bring up the qualification table. Absolutely key game. I mean, England are pretty much qualified anyway, but they can really kill it off if they were to beat Italy on Tuesday. Get involved in the comments. Let us know your thoughts on this game. We've got a little poll going as ever. Would you prefer the first 11 tonight to be experimental or the strongest? Get your votes in on that. Currently, 72% prefer 75. I was changing as we go. 75% prefer an experimental. 25% prefer a strongest 11. So keep voting in that and let me know your thoughts on whether you agree essentially with how Gareth Southgate has approached this one tonight. We'll do some teams in a minute and look at that. Do the big picture ahead of the Italy game as well. Hopefully it can be a fun England watch. We've done the last two, haven't we? The Ukraine game was not fun and understandable frustration in the chat for that one. The Scotland game, well, frankly, just watching Jude Bellingham in the Scotland game was huge fun, wasn't it? But great win. That for England. So as ever with the Three Lions, famine or feast, great or terrible. Let's say some hellos. Hold on to your predictions, CCFC edits. We'll do them all in. Simon, 10 changes to the team. All about that Italy game, absolutely. No injuries to Ipswich, but there are a couple of Ipswich players involved. Not in the England team, I hasten to add here. Evening to Ewan. Beza, look next to his name. He has got the membership icon there. Thank you so much for being signed up. You too can get signed up down there. Join us. Come and join the roundtables and early access perks and all sorts of stuff on there. Same for, I just saw another one there. There you go. Ian, welcome, one of our Norwich City friends. Ian, David, how are we this footballing Friday? Stella, beef hula hoops and some salted nuts. It's just tremendous. We're out of food. Shaylee's going shopping in the morning, so it's probably better for my waistline. Andy, welcome. On a scale of 1 to 10, how drunk do you think Sam Parkin will get? I don't even want to know. I'm not even going to ask him. But yeah, ex-football team in Scotland on the lash. Not good. Does strongest side include Maguire and Phillips? Well, that is very much, James, up for debate, isn't it? So I'll bat that straight back into the chat. Massimo Corey Luongo. We may see him later. Experimental, just give a few players a chance. Was hoping to see Riley McGree start for them. Is he on the bench? Be nice to see him. Loads of Championship names. You can see in Liam's graphic there. I'll have to do give Liam a shout if you see him on Twitter. Does these graphics for us here. So much more talented than me in that regard. Experimental, give a few players. Yeah, agreed. I think I just read that one, didn't I? Dave, welcome. And Matty. Right, shall we get into some team news? And if we do put our Championship hats on, we are awash with links here, aren't we? In goal, there's one. Sam Johnston, who we saw for a couple of seasons very recently playing for West Brom down in the Championship. He's with Palace now, and he's in net for the Three Lions tonight. There's another one straight away. Levi Colwell, Chelsea normally saw him at centre-back, didn't we, for Huddersfield when they reached the playoff final in this very stadium at Wembley. He is in. We think that's correct, actually, from what Channel 4, sorry, Jules, saying. Lewis Dunk, I think he started in the last game, didn't he? Forgive me if I've got that wrong. Was Maguire and Dunk, I think, against... Maguire came on at half-time, didn't he, against Scotland? Fikayo Tomori, always a big shout for him to be in. He's out in Milan. And once again, we saw him in the 2018-19 season playing for Derby County down in the Championship. We've never seen Trent Alexander-Arnold, though. We're not going to see him in central midfield, apparently, either. He is going to be at right back. I'm pretty sure that will probably be a 4-2-3-1 rather than the 4-3-3 they've put in there. But we'll roll with the foot mob shape for the moment. There is Jordan Henderson, who splits opinion now. As I think one of the commenters said, better to have experience around the experimental players. And Henderson certainly serves that role. And if Gareth Southgate wants to keep him up to speed, then sticking him in games like this does make sense. Conor Gallagher, in from the start. Another familiar face. We saw him on loan at Charlton and at Swansea in the 2019-20 season in the Championship. And James Maddison bossed the Championship, didn't he, in 2017-18 for Norwich City before heading off to Leicester. And now, he's right at the top of the Premier League for Spurs. Up the front, this is just a perfect Championship front three, isn't it? There's Jack Grealish down the left-hand side, we think, promoted with Aston Villa in 2018-19. And the subject of Championship Cheat Codes, episode 1. Do check that out on the channel. Bit of a deep dive on Grealish. Ollie Watkins obviously went from Exeter on to Brentford. A couple of seasons. Was it? It was more than one season, yeah, because he moved across from the wing down the middle, didn't he, at Brentford, and ended up at Aston Villa. And here he is in the England team, Watkins down the middle. And there is Jared Bowen, who was an absolute star for Hull City, wasn't he, in Championship land. And he is in down the right. He is doing the business for West Ham in the Premier League now. On the bench for the Three Lions, Nketiah, Kane, Rashford, Foden, Rice, Bellingham, most of the first teamers, Phillips, Maguire, Stones, Trippier, Walker, Gay, Ramsdale, and Pickford. So you could probably pick an entire other 11 that could well be the starting 11 on Tuesday night. But I'm sure there'll be a little bit of crossover. A couple of players will likely play in both games, won't they? I'm looking at maybe Henderson off the bench, Grealish, possibly Maddison, possibly, although there's Bellingham, isn't there? Well, we shall see. Let's have a look at this Aussie team then. And plenty of familiar names there. There is Matt Ryan in goal of AZ Alkmaar. But if you look down on the right-hand side of your screen there, if I uncover that, you will see he was at Brighton and at Arsenal as well. So a bit of a profile in English football, Matt Ryan, and he is the captain in goal. Ryan Strain of St Mirren. There we go. Sam Parkin's old team. At right back. Carl Rolls of Hearts. Plenty of Scottish links here. Left back. And here's one I'm very familiar with. And good luck leaving my bias at the door to Cameron Burgess of Ipswich Town, playing at Wembley against the Three Lions. What a brilliant rise from him. Harry Souttar is a bit of a Championship guy, isn't he? Stoke City, he was superb at, wasn't he? And big transfer up to Leicester in the Premier League, back down in the Championship now, indeed. And hovering around that team, we think, but Connor Cody ahead of him. Connor Metcalf of St. Pauli in midfield with Keanu Bacchus, another St. Mirren player. Front right, so many players from the Scottish League here. Martin Boyle of Hibs, we think front right. Craig Goodwin of Al Veda down the left. More championship experience. Jackson Irvine. Where did we see him? At Burton and at Hull City, didn't we? In the championship, probably missed out a team or two there. He's a teammate of who was the other fellow who played for St. Pauli? Metcalf at St. Pauli. Up top, Mitchell Duke, who has been around a fair wee while. I'm sure we've had him on one of the watch-alongs before. Mitchell Duke. Let us know your thoughts on any of those Aussie players. Who are you excited to see? Let's look at the bench for the Aussies. Maybill, Borrello, Toure. There is Riley McGree of Middlesbrough. O'Neill. And there is Massimo Luongo, another Ipswich Town player, God damn it. Yazbek, Silvera is another Borough player. Sikati, excuse my pronunciation. Behic, Boss, Miller, Deganek, Redmayne, and Glover, who I think is a third Middlesbrough player. I think there might be three. Someone correct me in the chat. I think 3 Middlesbrough players on the bench there. Right, should we go to some comments? No, do you know what? They're doing the Aussie national anthem right now. We better go to predictions and then we'll go to comments. Get your score predictions in. I assume we're going to get a few cricket scores in this one, thinking a heavy England win. We'll see how it goes. You have got 16 seconds to get your score predictions in. It's England versus Australia. Fill the comments up. Going to read them all out. Get your score predictions in for the watch along right now. Go. Right, let's get into this. Predictions, please. Predictions. If it's 0-0, someone needs to, I don't know, helicopter me some alcohol if this is going to be 0-0. Not having that. Alistair, 2-0. Sounds better. 2-0, 4-0, 3-0, 2-1. Tough first half. Quality in second comes through. Yeah, we may see Bellingham and Kane. By the way, I'm in Bedfordshire, so I'm not a million miles from Wembley. I guess 40, 50 miles as the crow flies. And it is hammering it down here. And the lads are going to get absolutely drenched tonight. Horrible conditions. I feel more sorry for the mascots, hey? They're not pro footballers, are they? 5-0, Jace. Rich, 3-1. Ian, correct spelling of Ingerland. They're 3-1. Eugene, I'll take that with a pinch of salt. I don't know what that means, Chris. Massimo and Burgess to notch. We shall see. It could be a very proud moment for one of them if they could. 4-2, 2-1, 3-0. Simple 2-0, 3-0, 4-1. Dave thinks 3-0 Australia. 4-0. The Stan Lazaridis derby. Stan Lazaridis. Wow. I remember him winning a penalty for Birmingham at Portman Road once. We'll read one more there from Liam. Before we get into the game, the poll, do we want the 11 to be experimental or strongest? We are at 79% are happy with this, what I would describe as an experimental lineup in this one. It is hammering down with rain. This is Stéphanie Frappard of France, who is our referee, getting absolutely drenched. As everybody's going to. We are going to sit here in the warm. We're going to chatter all the way through it. You're going to give me your views. Hopefully, it's a good, fun one. Obviously, the 3 Lions are heavy favourites, you would think, just in terms of pure squad quality. But there's some decent players in the Aussie 11, and they are presumably going to be hyper-motivated as Aussie sportsmen tend to be. Experimental lineup and Jordan Henderson. Yeah, right. As someone said in the chat earlier, you've got to have some experience in there. Stephanie Frappard, excellent. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. Excellent ref in women's football. I hope she has a quiet night tonight, as we do with all refs. Seen and not heard, please. Some European games tonight. If Tomori is anything, he was like when he was at Derby. No one's getting past him. Yeah, he was great at Derby with Harry Wilson and Mason Mount. French ref equals last. It would be better if England games were across the stadiums in the country. That was fun when they did that, Liam, wasn't it? I do agree with you on that. And the fans of the local teams, in theory, season ticket holders to the stadium should get first dibs on the tickets. She looks so cheerful in the rain. Her and the 22 other players and the assistant officials as well. Yeah, and I don't think the rain is going to be stopping, is it? Happy Francis Jeffers Day. She was good in the Women's World Cup. Bet your Ipswich players are loving putting on the yellow and green. We have been told it is gold and green that Australia wear. So the Ipswich players are not wearing yellow and green. Classic. I remember, I'm not going to read that word, but Australia beating us at Upton Park. By the way, anyone, Graham Arnold, I believe, is the Aussie coach there. Doesn't look like he's worked in Europe. Central Coast Mariners, Velgata Sendai, and Sydney FC as well as the Aussie under-23s as well before this. So there's one similarity with Southgate. He's come through the ranks there. Did I see the Scotland disallowed goal? I didn't. Do you know what? I saw a tweet about it and I just didn't even bother if it was another VAR thing. Don't want that. I just read the comments and get annoyed. So interesting to see how many of that starting lineup played in the Championship. We did go through that, Richard. Lots of it. In terms of the England lineup, only did Dunk play for Brighton in the Championship? He probably did, didn't he? But I think it's only Trent, I think, that didn't. So, yeah. Hendo did, didn't he, Richard, for Coventry? And was he on loan at Coventry or was he at Sunderland? I don't know. Maybe he didn't. Someone double check that one. I'm sure you weren't being derogatory. I just wasn't going to go there in terms of that particular nickname, Alex, for the Aussies. But no judgment made. Henson played for Cov. I thought he did, didn't he? Yeah. Way back in the day. Right, we have kicked off, guys, and Cameron Burgess and Ollie Watkins are in the wars straight away. Burgess, the arm's out, but there's no kind of swing of it, and I think Watkins just gets a bit of a pop in the face there. Bless him. No harm done. Hopefully, all is okay. Sorry, I didn't want to read that one. Have you watched the Beckham documentary? I have. Very, very much enjoyed it. Give your thoughts on the D-Beck doc. Let's get into this then. England 0, Australia 0. We are 53 seconds in. I'm watching on Channel 4 on a TV feed. So if you are on your iPad or on your smart TV, you may be slightly out. So just shout up for a time stink and we will give you one. Max, 5:45 a.m. tuned into the stream in Melbourne, Australia. Outstanding. We'll allow him to be an Australia fan for that commitment, getting up to watch the stream. Excuse me. I'll put Elliot's comment up there, but I haven't seen that incident, so I'll just let you guys ruminate on that. Right, let's try and get into this game. I'll get back to your comments in just a jiffy. England circulating the ball at the back. Colwell out to Grealish. I know I've said it already about 3 times. It is bucketing down with rain at Wembley, isn't it? Here is a dunk to Morey. Is Trent knocking about in central midfield? He is, isn't he? It's Gareth Southgate trying the old... it's the same system that Pep and Leicester City are using with the fullback coming into midfield. It looked like it there. We'll keep an eye on Trent there. He was definitely sat in front of the back three as they are when he deserts in front of centre-backs. Put it that way. Strain plays it down the line, wins the throw-in. You must be enjoying how good Ipswich are this year. I am, but we'll save that for the Blue Monday podcast because I've got to be impartial on this channel, haven't I? I can be a little bit more partisan. Oh, little header back. That wasn't the one, was it? Very nicely dealt with, though, by Trent, who goes back out into the right back position. It was headed back for Johnston in goal. Trent just had to clear that one up. Australia, the better side so far, aren't they? Boyle knocks it out. It's over on the left wing, cross blocked. England can't get hold of the ball yet. Johnston kept a lot of clean sheets this season. Is he the first choice for Palace, is he? What is the weather like in Melbourne? I bet it's not pouring down, I tell you. Throw in, hurled down the line. Trent gets a head on it, and referee Frappart signals a throw in, not a corner. Ah, lovely plug, Rich. Thought Sammy P was excellent on Eustace Rooney last night. Yeah, do check that out. The Championship Check-In podcast. Obviously, bit of a tricky one for Sam, being as he knows John Eustace as he does, but we tried to cool it down the middle. First choice keeper. Yeah. Nice. Aussies will give us a game. They gave Argentina one. The world champions, indeed, Argentina. Right, England on the ball now. And Trent does appear to be trying to slide into a central midfield spot, which maybe is what Gareth Southgate was alluding to in his pre-match interview. Said he would have some sort of latitude to interpret that role. Here is Colwill. He's out in the right back position now. So maybe it's on him. We'll see. Trent knocks it back inside to Tamori. England a bit aimless with their passing around the back to begin with. It's a little bit of a hot potato at the moment. I'm sure they'll warm into the game. You've got to feel out the conditions first. But here come the Aussies. Irvine crosses in, blocked out. Trent's going to keep that out from being a corner. And his clearance deflects out for an England throw. Do I think Leif Davis is anywhere near the setup, or does he need to be playing in the Premier League? I think you've answered your own question there, Max, haven't you? I think that's the same for most Championship players. Unless you are eons above the level, you've got to get yourself up into that Premier League. A bit of a cagey 5 minutes. Yeah, can't disagree with that, David. Shall we give the England players a pass based on the conditions that they're feeling their way in? But Oz are definitely the better side for the first 5 so far, aren't they? They've got another cross in. Is that Irvine arriving in the middle? No, he's lingering on the edge of the box. It was Metcalf trying to get in there. But, yeah, you'd think Aussies would want to force a chance in this little period they've got. They are on top. Ball goes long from England, given straight back. And finally, England have got it in a sort of reasonable position that's not in their own third. Colwill. Grealish drifts in off the left. Madison's gone out there. He's going to have a run at Strain, who I think was was he one of the St. Mirren lads, Strain? Forgive me, I'm not crazy familiar with a lot of these Aussie players. Colwill, Grealish knocks it back, and England just trying to take control of the possession now, and doing so, frankly. Tamori to Dunk. Just see how this settles, and then we'll get back in the comments. Keep those comments coming, guys. It's the lifeblood of the stream as ever. Gallagher, first touch for him, or first mention. Bowen down the right. Bowen comes in, little slide to kind of Gallagher. Gallagher sticks it in, and I think James Maddison just got a little nick on it, which stopped Ollie Watkins having an open goal from about 3 yards out there. Goodness me, they cut through easily. Cross deflected, Madison heads goal. Bowen heads goalwards. And I'm not entirely sure how England haven't managed to take the lead there. Gallagher to Bowen. They completely lose Gallagher. Straight line run. And forgive me, I think it might have come off the defender, but I can't believe Watkins doesn't end up scoring there. Incredible. Just kind of flits just behind him. It should be 1-0. Brilliant from Bowen. Not sure if we are starting slow or the Australian early press is impressive. I think probably both, isn't it, Elliot, there? Both reasonable points. Rooney and Blues, a match made in heaven, or, well, we'll certainly find out, won't we? Madison to Henderson, to Dunk to Colwill. England all of a sudden have just flipped the switch now, and they've gone from kind of being under the cosh a little bit to being on top. There's Trent trying to pick up that central midfield pocket again. Pings that one into the channel. And it was Metcalf tracking the runners. The deflection had him. It certainly did, didn't it? Watkins with a tap in. Otherwise, Watkins now to Grealish, former Villa teammates. Grealish tried to ping that inside to Gallagher. England looking good now. Goal for France. Mbappe. I hear he's got a chance, that guy. The Aussies are out of the Rugby World Cup, lost their opening 2 games in the Cricket World Cup. Why are those 2 World Cups going on at exactly the same time, hey? Who planned that? Mr. Cricket and Mrs. Rugby? Ninja Turtle just scored. Is that Mbappe? First 8 minutes or so, we started this friendly with better intensity than the others. Am I watching any of the League 1 or 2 games tomorrow? I am not. And Luke's onto something there. Haven Holiday Park's long weekend. I'm not going there, but I will be in a Butlins somewhere in the UK tomorrow, performing with I'm depping for one of my bands that I dep with. So no football for me tomorrow. A bloody long journey and a bloody late night. Get me your podcast suggestions in to listen to on the way back for that one. How's that even allowed, having 2 World Cups at the same time? As if the TV companies don't. Well, exactly. You think someone would have slammed the fist down. 10 gone. 0-0. Change the subject. Looking forward to Borough versus Birmingham. The debut of one Wayne Rooney. England have never won a game on Friday the 13th. What's their record, Rob? That sounds interesting. Will the Aussies ban the umpires? Hopefully not. We're hoping referee Frappard has a quiet night. They've done well down the left-hand side, haven't they, Australia? Little knock inside to Bacchus. He's going to shoot. Oh, deflected. Good save, Johnston there. There was a little nod on that. I don't know which of the England players forced to change the direction on the ball. Then is it Henderson? No, I think it's Tamori, isn't it? Really good save that from Johnston. If that's changed direction coming through the howling wind and rain, great save that, isn't it? Really good from Johnston, because that just, it's coming to him and it just pings out slightly and pushed around the post. That's tremendous. Corner comes in and they've not got it clear yet, and Burgess knocks it back in. There's a chance there for Boyle. Not very well defended, that corner. Ferocious rivalries, few compare to Haven versus Butlins. Carrow Road for Norwich Leeds next weekend, or will I not be welcome? Well, the first thing I'll say is Norwich fans always make me very welcome, and I'm not even being sarcastic there at Carrow Road. Very friendly to me, providing it's not Ipswich there. But no, I won't be there because I'm watching Ipswich the previous night. I'll be at Rotherham, watching Rotherham versus Ipswich. So I'll be with the family on the Saturday. But fascinating game, that Norwich Leeds. Looking, there you go. I've answered Stephen's question. Yes, I will be at the New York Stadium for Rotherham versus Ipswich. That's on Sky. So you won't be able to watch along with me on here, but do check out. We'll try and get the, in fact, we'll try and get the vlog up nice and early on Saturday morning so you can watch it before all the games and whatnot start on the Saturday. Here's Grealish. Grealish knocks it down the line for Watkins. Watkins holds it all the way back to Henderson. And England building methodically. Travel Lodge v Premier Inn. I hear Premier Inn is overtaken from my friends who are touring musicians. Premier Inn has taken over. Rooney's debut v us. Carrick v Rooney. The duck and turkey having a big battle at Christmas too. Oh, I love me some duck, but you've got to have turkey at Christmas, haven't you? Here comes Bowen. Bowen, little slide to Gallagher. That's been a viable pair up, hasn't it? Bowen and Gallagher down that right-hand side. That's where the dangers come so far for England. I wish you the same Rotherham joy I had thanks to Mr. Conway. I will take it, Josh. I will very, very much take it. Matty, a bit more relaxed after Rooney came in than I was after Eustace was sacked. Fuming, but I've calmed down now. I think a lot of Birmingham fans are like that. Once you've processed it and you've got the human empathy for a guy kind of getting sacked, but it not really being, well, bit harsh, wasn't it? But you got to do what you got to do when you buy a football club. And, you know, if it's not your guy in the dugout, you have the right to change him. Can I get a time? Yeah, we haven't done a timestamp, have we? I'm going to do one, Rob, at 15 minutes, okay? So I'll count you down to that in about 10 or 12 seconds. Grealish knocks that into tomorrow. He's going to have to go home to Sam Johnston. So we're going to be at 15 minutes on my coverage in 3, 2, 1, sync. Get yourself lined up if either I am ahead or behind. Si, I met you at Wembley, Carlisle game. Nice one, Si. You're going to have to forgive me. I was at 3 games. Oh, here come Australia down the left. Well blocked out by Trent. Si, I was at 3 games at Wembley in 3 consecutive days, the 3 playoff finals. And not wanting to go big time, I met a lot of people who said hello. So you'd have to remind me. But I was in the Carlisle end, actually. So great day for Carlisle. They won on penalties against Stockport in the playoff final there. As the V Tesco's or Sainsbury's v Morrison's, I would go. I'm being really awkward, James. I'd go Sainsbury's v Tesco's there. Corner for the Aussies. 15 gone. Goodwin's going to take it. Left-footed, out swinging. Oh, free header, but as a foul. Who's down? Henderson, I think. I can see a captain's armband. I think Rolls fouls him. He doesn't really, does he? Grealish is right there and doesn't appeal anything there. I think they just run into each other, frankly. But I think England have gotten away with one there. Has Jack Grealish got the biggest calves in professional football? There's Roberto Carlos had the massive thighs, didn't he, rather than the calves? Maybe he does. Who would you say is the best championship player who never... That's a great question. Because normally the best championship players do at least do something. Oh, ouch. Rowles has been, in the words of the wrestling commentator Jim Ross, busted open. Here comes Bowen, who started well down the right, hasn't he? Bowen slid inside from Trent to Henderson. Maddison hold and give. And do it at the right time. Colwill to Henderson. MK Dons Wimbledon. I went to one of those games once. I think it was 2-1 to... I'll tell you what happened in that game. Marcus Force, who now plays for Middlesbrough, scored on loan for Wimbledon. I think it was 2-1 to MK. I'm trying to remember it. Steve Bull. There you go. That's a good shout. Probably never played at the top level, Steve Bull, did he? Here is Maddison. He gets blocked out by Big Suter. Grealish knocks that one across the box to Trent, who's central again, actually. Tamori, dunk. Be very interested if we can pick up a decent heat map for Trent at halftime. Grealish knocks that one in. Give and go. Bacchus gets in there. He clears it. England on top here. They need to just force a big chance. Barely had a shot, actually, England, have they? Probably only that header from Maddison would count. And it's back with Colwill, given away. And the Aussies could have had a nice overload there if they played that right. Bosnia, 1-0 up against Liechtenstein. Thank you, Eugene. What are my opinions on Blues v Villa derby? Love it. Absolutely love it. No, I think I only went to 2. Was it the 18-19 season? Villa won 1-0 at St. Actually, Villa won both of them, didn't they? Alan Hutton scored the greatest great goal I've ever seen, I think. Dribbled it down the pitch. I don't think he had control of it at any point, but there you go. Gallagher there diving in. Bit stompy on Cameron Burgess there. Ouch. Painful one for Burgess. With my Ipswich hat on, I will say, please get up and run that off. Looked like a bit of a stunner on his ankle there. Trots gingerly back into his centre-half spot. Looks like he's okay, Richard. Big unit of a bloke. Centre-half for Ipswich. Colwill. Grealish. Can't quite be Strain. Nice little battle down there. You'd think Grealish would have the measure of most right backs, wouldn't you, if he gets the ball enough across the 90. Hope England batter the Aussies after we got done by Jared Gillett last weekend. Yeah, I'm sure we'd like to hear a recording of what Dan Neil of Sunderland said to referee Gillett. Release the audio. They don't have it, do they? Long ball forward, easily gathered by Matt Ryan. $21 on the clock. 0-0. Although here comes an Aussie transition. Down the right-hand side. Boyle crosses in. Decent effort by Mitchell Duke there. He hit that quite well. Johnston was worried about it, and it flies just wide of the post. How close was that? Oh, that's unlucky. Wow. Great strike, wasn't it? He's really unlucky there. In fact, it's only the close attention there of the centre-half. I didn't see who it was. I guess it would have been Dunk. Putting him off. But Australia coming really, really close there. Good strike that on the volley. And we need to say a huge, giant thank you to Wolves FI. €7 on the Super Chat. Thank you. Not the first time he has Super Chatted as well. Really, really appreciate all of the support. If any of you Super Chatters want to instead hit the join button somewhere down there, as I say, covering my face, you can get a few more perks and get some early access to my tribal columns and join the WhatsApp group. And you can even come on in one of these watch-alongs and talk at half time. But the roundtables are where it's at as well. You can chop it up with us on them if you hit the join button. The join in tier, though, above the donate. Here is Grealish. But big thanks to Wolves FI, of course. They reminded me of the Chaplin goal a bit. Yeah. A quick swipe. Probably more difficult chance that than Chaplin's run, wasn't it, for Ipswich against Preston? Oh, lovely turn by Gallagher. No, it wasn't. He overhit it. Looked like a foul on Henderson there. Yeah, referee Frappart saw what I think we all saw there. Gets the thumb up from Henderson. And we need to say a giant thank you to Richard. Richard, thank you so much, sir. He's followed the plug and joined us. Richard, if you're listening right now, do send me a DM on Twitter if you want to join the WhatsApp group. That stands for anybody who's a member who hasn't already. You don't have to. There you go. Still haven't joined the WhatsApp group. Message your Twitter for the link. I may have got that message. I'll get you joined up. Here's Maddison cuts inside, and that may be a historically bad shot by James Maddison there. But yeah, did you Twitter? Yeah. I'll get that sorted. Feel free to do it again, though. Sorry, I am pretty useless with my replying to messages. There is Ange Postecoglou, the doyen of Australian football managers at the moment. Is that Gus Hiddink sat in front of him there? A shank. WTF was that? One of the worst shots I think anyone's ever seen. Just for Bezareza's benefit, I'm just going to check this right now. Scrolling down my DMs. Oh, maybe it's gone to... feel free to send that again. And we'll get it sorted out. But yeah, if you join up as a member, we'll stick you straight in the old WhatsApp group. So yeah, big thank you to Richard. Because I'm checking Twitter and not X. I don't know at what point I'll start calling it X. Twix, I heard someone call it. So we go with Twix to begin with. It's a slow changing process for me. Grealish, lovely ball through by Grealish to Watkins, who's offside. Look fairly tight. Nice reverse ball. Can't watch the games. Massive delay, like 1 to 2 minutes. But hey, I heard the updates. Well, you're very welcome here, Wolves FI. And huge thank you for that super chat. Greatly appreciated. There you go. That opens the floodgates. I'm actually with James on that. I'm sure I'll get showered with hatred in the comments. Twix over Snickers for me. I'll go with that. If I'm feeling a bit naughty and I've got some travel to do, service station, I'll get king size Twix. Fill me right up, I tell you. Ireland are slipping up against Greece so far. I assume that means they're losing, right? Here comes Irvine down the left. Tries a little outside of the foot pass to try and slide Goodwin through ahead of him. Nothing doing. There is Jude Bellingham, who I'm sure we're all very eager to see, and it looks like the England fans have come out to see. By the way, if you are a member and you're struggling to grab me, benjaminbloommusic@gmail.com is my email address. Don't all email me spam now, but if that's the way around it as well. 0-0 written all over this walking somewhere. Please be wrong. Please be wrong about that. In comes a corner from the Aussies. Ooh, who was that arriving in the middle? Metcalf. They're going to get another go to stick this in. Little floaty one. Burgess is there on the near post. Oh, it's driven. He should have scored, shouldn't he? Oh, just over the crossbar. It was headed clear. It comes back in. Yeah, they're all onside, aren't they? Burgess, clean missed it to begin with. I think it was Rowles who's got the bandage above his head. Swipes at that. You'd think if that had been one of the attacking players, should have scored that one. Fair to say they should be winning, but here comes Ollie Watkins round the keeper, and I can't believe it. He's missed. Wow. Whoever just said this game's nailed on 0-0. Another huge miss there. 2 in a minute. One from Australia, one from England. Watkins went around Matt Ryan in goal. He's just got to slide it into the empty net. Just puts way too much on it. To be fair to the Aussie defenders sprinting back, normally you go anywhere near one of those and it's an own goal. But I'm not quite sure how Watkins gave them any chance whatsoever to clear that one out. Another great chocolate bar was a drifter. I like a boost. I like those little boost bits as well. Very nice too. Could Bellingham go down as one of England's greatest ever players in the future? It's looking that way, isn't it? He keeps on the same trajectory. Who's my favourite Ipswich player? You probably get grief from other... Oh, that's a good question. I always used to like Marcus Bent. He was an interesting character. Fans around me didn't like him, but I thought he was decent. You could always tell a lot by a player who changes clubs every 9 months or something, and he was one of those, wasn't he? Bless him. Little knock home by Harry Suter, and things calmed down. Channel 4 haven't given us a replay of that Ollie Watkins miss. Yeah. Andy Marshall was a lovely man, Rich. Really nice guy. And I'll say no more. That signing did not work out. Oh, beautifully played out from the back by Oz there. Brilliant stuff. And here comes Bacchus. If they score from this, this is going to be a hell of a goal. But he's overhit that. And Tamori, great pace from Tamori there, who went full Sol Campbell mode there just to accelerate away and win that back. Marcus Bent played for most teams in the Premier League. Yes. Marshall is goalkeeping coach. Is he really? I did not know that, Alex. I always remember Andy Marshall was terrible for Ipswich. Came back with Millwall. I think Millwall won 3-1, possibly 3-0, 3-1. And at one point in the game, headed back, Marshall comes out, sprints from his goal, jumps 6 feet in the air, makes a perfect catch, takes another 2 steps forward, and then volleys a perfect kick forward. And I was like, you literally never once. That's the first time you've ever done that in this stadium. It actually hits the post, doesn't it, from Watkins? But he's got to score that, hasn't he? It's a very good call, actually, by, is it Burgess? He's saying to the left-back Rowles as that goes across, he's saying, leave it, it's missing. But Watkins just needs to bury that, doesn't he? What are you going to do, hey? I think my favourite Ipswich player is Matt Holland. You won't get, you won't find a single Ipswich fan who doesn't like him. Played for Norwich. Marshall was very good for Norwich, actually. Hence Ipswich signing him in the first instance. Kelvin Davis, great for Ipswich. Yes, he was. Rubbish for Sunderland, great at Southampton. Yeah, how did that work out? Don't disagree, Rob. Here comes Trent down the right. Gives that back in. We could really do with a goal, couldn't we? Ball being circulated around the back for England. Johnston. He goes long. Australia, probably the happier of the two teams as it stands. Yeah, any kind of result for them that's not a defeat when you're up against England away is a good one, I guess, isn't it? And they made a couple of chances, haven't they? Although, as is often the case, the closest they came. We're having a little Royal Rumble there between Bacchus and Colwill. I'm going to push you. You're going to push me. No one's going to strike each other because they get red carded. And we'll all have fun in games. Referee Frappart is... Oh, she's going to get the yellow card out. Yeah, well played. Cut that nonsense out, lads. I love the fact that Colwill is laughing at the size differential. And then just behind him comes Harry Suter, who's like 9 feet tall, which would, yes, even things up, wouldn't it? Might go and watch Coronation Street at this rate. Stay with us. We got to get through it. Handbags, absolutely. Big Cam from League One clogger to becoming an integral player with a wand of a left foot for a top 2 championship team representing his country at Wembley. How poetically put, Phil Garnham, in the chat there. The yellow card is out again from referee Frappart. For Conor Gallagher. Wasn't it him that smashed Burgess a while back? I make her right on that one as well. Just lets Goodwin get away from him. Brings him down. And I would suspect, even though they're deep in conversation there, Graham Arnold and his assistant, forgive me, I would not be able to name that person, be pretty happy, wouldn't they? Portugal starting 11 has 7 Wolves or ex-Wolves players. Yeah, how about that, George Mendes? In comes the free kick headed goalwards. Nice line on the header, but not enough power. Now, what is the point in scheduling League One games for international break when 80% are postponed? Well, that's a fair point, isn't it? More and more and more are getting postponed in League One now. We had 2 last international break on the Saturday, didn't we? I remember Stevenage playing and maybe one other. Henderson has gone down now. It's getting a bit testy, isn't it? Yeah, that's not a good tackle from Metcalf. Just kicks through at Jordan Henderson's right ankle. Shame the fixture computer spat out our game for a Wednesday night. Do you know, I would have come, Josh. I'm actually working that Wednesday, Bristol City, Ipswich. But I promise I will get down to Ashton Gate at some point this season. In fact, we're going down south for a few days before, and then I'm back to work. I'll be back here on the Tuesday night, though. We'll do a watch along of Leicester versus Sunderland, which should be really juicy, a really good game, and then Leicester will win. Yeah, is what's going to happen in that. But Gallagher, timing in the tackle, not the best so far. This game needs to be careful now. Yes. On that slippery surface. A little slide inside. They're looking good again here. Oh, it's Boyle. Boyle drives the shot. That's selfish. He had an overlap to his right. He had 2 on the back post for the cross. Poor. Excuse me. That Wolves team was very strong, wasn't it, in 17-18. Sitting in the home end for Saints Birmingham. We will do that one as a watch along as well, actually. I've done my planning today, James. You can see. Was thinking about going to QPR Leicester, but I'm not sure the purse strings are going to stretch that far this month, sad to say. So we might have to sit home. And our mates Dave and Paul from the Patreon are going to be at that game as well. This game needs some Massimo energy. Suspect he'll get some at some point, but maybe for another 30, 40 minutes down the line. You need to visit the Riverside. Do you know, I would love to, if time and money were on my side, I'd love to get to every stadium, every season. It's a trek up to Borough, though, isn't it? Here's the deal. If Borough get in the playoffs, I'll definitely go. Although you might need to, it's a struggle to get tickets in the Borough playoff. In fact, I should probably sign up now. Gallagher, lovely ball inside. Madison's got Watkins on the left corner of the box. Watkins, bit of a hefty touch, comes inside. Henderson back to Madison, all very narrow. Madison knocks it in to Dunk, and Australia are back in shape. Excuse me. Here's Dunk. We're coming up half-time. 38:51 on the clock. Not the most spectacular exhibition of football, this. Little knock over the top, headed away by Suter. We were having this conversation today, actually, in our Blue Monday Telegram group. It's Coventry you want to avoid if they get in the playoffs. Because they'll play proper tournament football, won't they? Well, Middlesbrough fans know about that last season. Whereas your Sunderlands, your Leeds, your Middlesbroughs, you'd think it'd be nice and open. Referee Frappar is having a hard night here, isn't she, bless her? Loads of fouls going in. The yellow cards come out again. Strain, just body check Grealish there. Rugby tackle, that one. Don't know what he's complaining about. Free kick then to England, which Madison's going to take right foot in swinger. In it comes. Little nick on it. But I think Rowles is keeping that in. Yeah, and he's played it up the line. It's done well, actually. Here comes an Aussie counter. Metcalf. Worked outside in to Bacchus. Look quite a handy side on the counter, don't they? Australia, nice and neat and tidy. Rowles. Back to Burgess, to Suter. Nice bit of possession for the Aussies, and it's back with Matt Ryan. Keep your comments coming, guys. England 0, Australia 0. My boredom threshold is starting to be tested. Best Australian to play for your clubs. There you go. Fill the chat with that. Let's get some names in there. Of the Aussie greats to play for your clubs. Tamori. Dunk. Colwill. Back to Dunk. Serves you right for Muscat, Martin. Viduka, there was a player, wasn't he? Very unorthodox player, but a damn good player, wasn't he? Viduka. Strong as a rhino. A nice feat to match. Oh, Tim Cahill. Woof. Nick Carl. Stan Lazaridis. A second mention for Stan Lazaridis this stream. Who was it? Johnny mentioned him earlier. Tremendous stuff. Down the right comes Bowen again. Bowen wins a corner. Would you agree or disagree Bowen has been England's most effective player down the right, or has it just been a bit more space down there? Most effective player, period. Maddison looks a bit cross there. I think he wanted to put that one in earlier. And nobody made the run. Mark Sforza. Burgess, the only defence not to concede against England in 45 minutes. There you go. Corner, Reece cycled out. I think it was Trent put it in. Bowen diving header. No good. Bailey Wright, another Lazaridis there. Tony Vidmar. Adam Federici. Bowen, definitely England's best player. Some great Aussies in there. I think I was at Millwall. I can't remember who they were playing when Cahill came back and he was like 40, I think. Ned Kelly on loan. Lazaridis, the fastest slow player I've ever seen. Is that like my Alan Hutton best bad goal? Worst best goal? Bacchus. He's gone long down the middle for Boyle. Boyle's done well. Huge chance now for Australia. Oh, how have they not scored? Oh, dear. It was Strain, the right back. He's got to score that, hasn't he? He's kind of gone across the keeper and allowed, was it Dunk to get back? It was Boyle who made the run initially. He does so well, draws 3 England players in. And Strain, it just gets no power on the shot, does he? Christ. Should have scored, shouldn't he? I don't think Dunk knew too much about it, to be honest. He's sliding, he's facing the opposite direction, kind of flips an ankle. Should have scored, shouldn't he? Crikey. So I think I haven't looked at the numbers yet, but surely the XG now is going to be in Aussie's favour, even with that ridiculous Watkins chance. Corner for the Aussies as we come up 45 on the clock. Cross comes back, stick. Suter heads down into the ground. Out it goes. Strain with the side foot. I mean, if he's going with the side foot, Rich, can he go near post there and smack it nice and low? But yeah, the laces near post is often the finish. You can get that rise and the keeper struggles. The old Aguero finish there. Look, high standard, I get it. Harry Kewell. Paul Ocon and I remember John Aloisi playing for Portsmouth in the Championship. Should have buried that. Yeah, they should, shouldn't they? There's another Johnny Aloisi. And another Massimo Luongo mentioned. Here comes Watkins, though, into the box down the left. Watkins, big tackle there. Good tackle by Suter. And it's a corner. Tommy Orr, there he is. Yeah, Suter does well there. Gets the block on, doesn't he? Siri's getting involved. Corner for England. And referee Frappa has called for half-time. Possibly the first thing she's done I've disagreed with this half, but hey. I'm sure if the corner had gone in and not short, she'd have kept going. So there you go. Right, we are at half-time. Birmingham fan would rather think less of that Hutton goal. Yes. It's just one of those where you're like, he's going. He scored. Crikey. What have we got? Boring game so far. I have no control over the quality of the game, but you may not be wrong. Bunny Man, get your comments in on the first half. I'm going to look at the numbers and we'll see if they tell us anything we don't already know. Probably not, but let's have a little looky none the less. I don't think we've got an XG number up there, which is annoying because I think the Aussies would have had it. But yeah, 67% possession to England. But then look at the shot count, is 7 shots to 3 in Australia's favour with 3-1 on target. Although look at that one big chance to 0, whatever the I never know what the number it has to go above in terms of XG to be defined as a big chance, which would kind of intimate that England have huffed and puffed with their possession and not really looked like blowing the house down. And Australia have had the better chances, particularly it's the two fullbacks, wasn't it? It was Raoul's the left back who snatched at that one from the set play, stuck it over the crossbar. And then the right back, Strain, with a brilliant chance. The most difficult chance was the closest Australia came, didn't they? With Mitchell Duke. Really nice first time strike. Just like flashed it past the near post. I think Johnson was seriously bothered by that. Johnston, excuse me, in goal. England, obviously, Ollie Watkins should have scored with that one where he takes it round the keeper. Again, I guess if he's keeping his footing in the wet. But if you're going to miss that, miss it on the near post, not the far post, I think, would be the general rule. If anyone's a striking coach out there, you know, if you're cutting across that ball, if you aim for the near post and you overcook it, it's going in the goal, isn't it? Whereas if you do what Watkins did there, won't even register as a shot on target, will it? Because it hit the post. Get your comments, questions in for half time, and we'll have a chit chat. We can talk about what on earth you want to in the chat. Just do me a favour, if you wouldn't mind. Right now, we have got, how many likes we got? 45 likes. I'm going to like my own video. Here, there you go. Got 46 likes now. Can you get us over 50? Anybody who hasn't already, hit like on the video. You have got 9 seconds. We are going for a like spike. Hit like now and take us over 50. And we'll go to a bit of Q&A at half time. Like spike! Sorry, I'm just washing my hands. I thought I had a little bit longer, but there you go. Right, let's go into the comments then at half time and get some chat going. What have we got here? I'm scrolling up. There we go. Let's start there. Dave, bit apprehensive for QPR Leicester. First home game for about 15 years. Yeah, and Leicester are good and QPR aren't at the moment. So, any points would be good, I think, for QPR that game. David, not the best half. Aussies have just edged it and been the better side. I would agree on both counts there. Evening all. Everyone's still awake. Yeah, we're hanging in there, John. Maybe we could do with a Jude Bellingham or a Harry Kane wake-up call in the second half. Ali, so many changes. We look flat. It's difficult, isn't it, when you do get a team that's essentially never played together and probably isn't ever going to play together again in a friendly with a more important game coming in the wind and the rain. Yeah. What else have we got here? Ian, Aussies can play a bit. They have been the better side, haven't they? I do think England have let them play a bit, but yeah, it doesn't detract from your point. And I am agreeing. Ant, what a bore fest. Best player on the pitch has been that big, I'm not going to say that word, at the back for Oz. Are you talking about the Leicester City player or the Ipswich player? And which championship top 2 player? I know which championship player you're talking about, but there you go. Tells you a fair bit about the first half when we were talking about Butlins, Twix bars, Sainsbury's. That is a fair point. That was a hard watch. Yes. Was it as bad as the Ukraine one? I guess the frustrating thing about the Ukraine one is we'd conceded by this point, hadn't we? And that was one of those ridiculous games where England literally completely dominated, like 99% of the game, and then Ukraine scored with their first shot, didn't they? Frustrating. The finishing is as good as Blues, other than the last 2 games. England had a good 8 minutes, then went downhill. But we're just seeing the Watkins chance. I do agree with Rob there, but still should have taken the lead here with Watkins. Be interesting if they had Ian Wright on, but they don't today to hear his take on that particular chance. Going round and hitting it too far across the goal. Poor finish, isn't it? What else have we got here? Greece scored again. 2-0 against... Excuse me. Bless you. It's not contagious. Remembering COVID. Oh, dear. One of my recurring jokes. The Rumbler. As an Australian... I see what he's done there. Now you got to do better there. The Rumbler to catch me out. Never mind. Only dozed off twice in that half. Fairly good for Southgate. Don't make me vet these comments before I click them up. Anyone going to an EFL game tomorrow? Let us know. I think there was one, Grimsby and somebody. What else have we got? Hogan smashed the likes. Absolutely. The carnivore diet works. Interesting. Tell me more. Ian, 20th versus 23rd. Doncaster 20th in League 2. What is going on there? Donny versus Sutton. Interesting. That's a great question, Elliot. What have we learned from the first half? One thing I've learned, Elliot, is that you can't just tell your fullback that, oh, it's all right, Pep Guardiola's doing it. Just when we get the ball, just go into central midfield. You can't just tell them to do that and expect it to just work. That has to be coached over and over again. That's nothing on Trent, by the way. I'm just saying, if you're kind of doing that once for a friendly, not even for your club team, it's a bit of a difficult call. Is something that we've learned. David, given how tight Birmingham have been with FFP, how will Rooney's reputed salary affect that? You'd think, David, they'll be very clever with the salary, and like a lot of these deals, there'll be a gigantic promotion bonus because that, of course, doesn't apply towards FFP. But we shall see. You've got to, if you haven't got parachute payments in the Championship, you've got to make stars and turn over money, haven't you? You can't compete any other way. John, the overriding feeling is the fringe players aren't exactly playing themselves into the starting 11. Maybe Bowen. He's looked all right, hasn't he? But yeah. A bit like an EFL trophy game where the Premier League team playing under 21s team. I take it England are the Premier League team there, Simon. But yeah, I don't disagree. It feels like Jill Scott is everywhere. Yes, she's on that thing with Gary Neville, which is quite good actually with Ian Wright and Will Keane. Will Keane of Preston. No, Roy Keane of Manchester United. What have we got here in the chat? Let's keep it coming. Sean, evening from Cape Town. Great to see Cam Burgess started for Oz and Mas Luongo on the subs bench. Welcome, everybody. Don't do it now. We'll do a proper roll call in a bit and see where everyone's watching from. Bless you, Ben. Thank you. You're very welcome. The two that are going up, I should humbly joke there. No Leeds players playing, are there? And there you go. Medicinal wine needed for those sneezers. Stephen, hopefully a couple of subs in the second half and the game will have a couple of goals. I think we can all get on board with that sentiment. Wolves, my first half explanation is exactly what Ben is saying. Can't see the game. I'm talking complete sense, Wolves FI, I promise. I've nailed it. You'll have to trust me. Josh is off the Western-super-Mare versus Maidenhead. That's tremendous, Josh. Let us know how that one pans out. Beza, looking forward to seeing if McGree gets a run out. Yeah, we should see. I'm sure there'll be... Well, actually, that might be a fun sweepstake we can have. Guess the total number of subs, because there'll probably be, 8 per side? Maybe. Are you allowed that many in a friendly? As many as you like in a friendly, can't you? Sub the whole team out. Be at least 10 combined subs, won't they? Daventry Town for Ant. Dave Entry. Excellent. 16th of December, Rooney versus Vardy. Where have we heard about that before? Bowen and Johnston have been good. Yeah, Bowen is my pick for sure. Alexis, who I met at Blue Monday Live. Thank you so much for coming, sir. Long day of work in Ipswich, but I have a free weekend for the first time in weeks. Thank you for being our guest at Blue Monday Live. What else have we got here? Keep the comments coming. Just started a Football Manager say with Chelsea, they have 25 players out on loan. They have 10 goalkeepers in the club over the... and they're not even exaggerations, are they? Interesting, McGree is out, hopefully still out next week. And yeah, good player. What else have we got here? Watching MK Dons on iFollow tomorrow. Very nice. Australia looked comfortable. Cam got stuck in on Gallagher. Gallagher got stuck in on Burgess with that stompy tackle. FA Cup first round draw on Sunday. I can barely keep up with all of this. I've just planned out my championship for the next block of games. Throw in FA Cup as well. Deary me. David, it's okay. Don't lose the will to do anything. Can see McGree scoring. Hopefully not with my England hat on, but a goal's a goal. We'll take one in either end at the moment. Ryan Strain, born in Coventry. Callum is taking credit for Ryan Strain. You love to see it. Rush keepers and rolling subs. Am I going to Norwich V-Leagues? I am not. No, I'd quite like to actually, but I'm doing Rotherham Ipswich the night before. So we will be with the family on the Saturday. Do you know what? Should we do a roll call? Don't say who your team is. Tell me where you're watching from tonight, okay? So don't worry about telling me which team you support. I want to know where you are watching from in the world. Just put the name of the town or city or country or whatever if you think I need more information. You got 15 seconds. It's roll call time. Where in the world are you watching the stream from? These are always fun, actually, because I'm like right slap bang in the middle of the... If you try to guess where the middle of England was, you'd be around where I live here in Bedfordshire. So, there is something Rich said. Rennie Moulenstein. He's assistant boss for Aussie. Right, where are you watching from? Let's see what far-flung places we get. Let's read these out. Cambridge, not far from me. My bedroom, Bristol. The Isle of Lewis. Cape Town. That's probably going to win for distance, although we normally have people in Australia, don't we? Sheffield, Norwich, rainy Leicestershire. It's rainy all over England, isn't it? Ipswich, Limassol in Cyprus. Nice, Paul. London, Ipswich, Sydney. That's going to get the distance, isn't it? Redditch, Helsinki. I can't read that. Finland, QPO 120K City. At home, the Borough. What have we got? Coventry, sunny Sheffield, Luton, Shrewsbury, Stockton, Ipswich, Norwich, Witnesham, Dessau, Germany. Nice one, Eddie. Essex, in my toilet. Are we on your phone, Elliot? And you're watching in the toilet. East Anglian Coast. Ollerton. I've definitely been to Ollerton, Nottinghamshire. Just woke up here in Australia. What's the score? 0-0. Utley, Cider Country, Somerset, Perth. We always get Aussies here. It's great, isn't it? Perth, Western Australia, Eric. Rotherham, well, Maltby. Very nice. MK, Ipswich, Manchester. I think we put that one up there. Melbourne, Australia. Tremendous stuff, guys. We are represented all around the world. Beza, if you only knew. Are you a musician? Noticed the piano in the vid the other day. Yes. That's the day job, Beza, or the old job in another life before we started doing these. Manningtree. Nice. On the line to London, isn't it? Seeing those challengers. Gallagher lucky to still be on the pitch. Alabama, USA, Sheffield Wednesday fan. Right. We are into the second half. And I should have done the prediction, shouldn't I? Should we ban 0-0 as a possible prediction? Or actually, no, let's allow 0-0 and then hopefully you can tempt it into not being 0. But just for the start of the second half, get me your final score predictions in, please. Stick them in right now. Look, if we get a goal while we're doing it, I'll stop the thing. You've got 16 seconds. Get your predictions for the final score in. Go! Predictions in for the final score. It is 0 at the moment. We are 56 seconds into the second half. Sorry, let me just bung the banner up and we'll read out your predictions. Hopefully the fewer 0s, the better. Here we go. Right, 2-0, 1-0, 2-0, 2-0. 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. 2-0, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. I'll take it. 2-1. Dosing off 3 times. 3-1. 1-0, 1-0. 1-0 Aussie, please no. 1-0 England. 0-0. 3-0 England. Fairly mixed. Still some confidence there in the chat. John's getting rave reviews for his dozing off comments. Oh, dear. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. I think you're meant to say oi, oi, oi. So I should have said oi, oi, oi after he said Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. But there you go. Teams. Let's quickly do this, or shall we not do this? Because Colwell is driving forward for England. He's got too much on that. We will do the teams. I mean, you can see him on Liam's graphic. Wrong way. Way over there. I've got the numbers up instead of the image of the pitch, haven't I? Where is it? There it is. Right, so England, Johnston in goal, Trent, Tamori, Dunk, Colwell across the back, Madison, Henderson, Gallagher across the midfield, Bowen right, Grealish left, Watkins down the middle for Aussie, Ryan in goal, Strain, Suter, Burgess, Rowles across the back. They're on the attack here, Aussie. Switch of play, and they're quite open on the left wing. All nice cut inside, stand up. It was Goodwin. They've still got this attack going here. Goodwin really could have been swiped out for a penalty then, but the contact didn't quite come in the end, and Tamori clears that out. What do we got? Irvine, Bacchus, Boyle, Metcalf, Goodwin across the three or the three off Duke up front. Can I get a refund for becoming a member during this stream? Yes, you can. As I always say, I am not responsible for the entertainment value of the game. We'll try and keep the stream as entertaining as possible. A guitar performance masters. How about that? Woof. Time check. Foul on the edge of the box where Grealish went down. Nothing given, shot driven. And I think that goal would have stood if it had gone in. The ball fell out of the sky, slammed in on the volley. So Grealish comes back and goes down. No foul was given. We don't get to see the shot. So we're basically thinking that nonetheless lot of play against Italy. Probably not. Probably not. Whoever put that in, Steve. Across the box from Gallagher. So on the left wing with Jack Grealish. Sam Johnston's getting plenty of touches. Netherlands 0, France 1. Thank you for the support here. Good numbers. 75 on the likes. We'll do another like spike in a bit, see if we can get that up and over 100. That would make me very, very happy. Thank you for the super chatters. And Richard, who joined up as a member. You too can do so. Bowen down the right. Bowen crosses in. Oh, Maddison, did he not fancy a shot there? He takes us to the byline instead. I wonder whether the first time shot, even if it wasn't a clean one, would have come at the keeper so quickly. Probably wouldn't have been able to do a lot with it. Good run by Maddison. Oh, no, to be fair to him, it's a horrible angle. He receives the ball at, and it bounces off Sutar in the end. And it's out for a corner, which Maddison is going to take. Right footer from Maddison, and it comes to the near post, cleared out by the Aussies, although Henderson wins it back. Shot driven in from distance by Trent is deflected, and the way Trent's running, it's come off an England player. Camera went on Grealish. I wonder if did it hit Grealish? Yes, it did on the back. I'm sure he would have claimed the goal if it had deflected in off him into the corner or something. Here comes Watkins down the left. Nice and direct. Knocks it back to Grealish. Nice play by Grealish inside. Oh, nice idea by Watkins. Couldn't quite get the feed on to Maddison. And here is an Australia counter-attack. Looking for Duke up top, but it's all up there. All on his own, isn't he? Look at that for a pass from Trent. Just bullets it diagonally across the pitch to Grealish. Here's Maddison down the left wing now. He's got a good scene in the box. Maddison knocks it back to Grealish. Grealish, for once, his close control lets him down. Back with Trent. Sorry, someone asked for a time check, didn't they? We're 52 up. If you need a proper time sync, let me know and I'll give you a countdown one. Gallagher kind of out over on the right now to Morey, Henderson, Maddison. Oh, nice ball through the lines to Trent there, and he miscontrolled it. And the Aussies have got a counter on again. Irvine knocks that one out to the right. Cross comes in. Oof. They're looking for Goodwin at the back post. He was all on his own, but Johnston comes out and catches it. And it's fairly basketball-y now, isn't it? England are on the attack. Entertainment value is a bit better than the first half. Watkins trying to get past Big Suter. Sticks it into the middle, and it's well cleared out by Strain. Who'd covered his centre half on the inside. Maddison takes the corner short to Grealish. Oh, Grealish, nice ball. Bowen has his shot blocked, though. It's a good corner that by England. What do we got in the chat here? James Ward-Prowse should retire from international football. I'm sure he'll hang on in there, won't he? It's him from Newcastle on the bench. Wilson, are you talking about? Was he? I don't think he was. Should Southgate be an England manager, coach? Some is saying England has been higher. But, well, I think he's done after this next one, isn't he? So, May not be a debate anymore. When is the tournament? Be like next June sort of time, won't it? Could do with Rashford and some direct running. Feel the need to shout Duke every time the Aussies play the ball forward. They'll come and take you away if you do that, John. Did I read the Rashford comment out? I think I did, didn't I? Keep your comments coming. Help us through this game. Hopefully, we're going to get a goal at some point. We always get this question come up, don't we? Would you rather England win the World Cup or Ipswich win the Champions League? I'll take either. Why not both? Goodwin floats the cross in. Easy one for Sam Johnston. The Ashes were more entertaining than this game. I wouldn't know, John. I have precious little understanding of Twitter. Twitter, cricket. Oh, I've got Twitter on the brain. Come on. As well, you know. Trent, Tamori, Dunk. And yeah, maybe some subs to spruce it up might be the one, mightn't it? Here is Watkins out on the left wing. Madison gets fouled. Free kick, England. Watch the under 21. I saw that actually. That was streaming on YouTube, wasn't it, Phil? 2-2. Sounds good to me. Certainly more action than in this particular game, let's just say. Although we have a free kick. Excuse me. Madison looks like he's going to take it short. No, he's going to put it in the box. And Dunk is up. In comes the free kick from Madison. Easy header out by Sutar. It's loaded back into the far post. Grealish! And Watkins has put it in. Was Watkins onside? It was going in the back of the net anyway. I think Grealish looks a bit cross that he doesn't get his goal. Watkins goes and congratulates him. England take the lead. I do want to look at the offside on this one. I don't want to be an old curmudgeon here. I'm sure Jack Grealish will be even more annoyed. Is Watkins... Oh, he's very much onside. He does not need to touch that, does he? It's going in the corner anyway. Great strike by Grealish across the keeper. This will be a good angle. Oh, no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it might be hitting the post. We'll give Watkins more credit then. I'm trying to lip read there what Watkins said to Grealish as they came back over. But maybe it was hitting the post, I think. And England lead 1-0. We have a goal, ladies and gentlemen. Happy days. And we have a strike on the near post there from Goodwin, which I think Johnston got a hand on, but that was going well wide. I think he just lost his bearings a little bit there. Yeah, he could well have left that. I think it's it's going to be a corner to Australia. Get your comments in, everybody. We have a goal. Unbelievable scenes. Watkins doing well this summer. Hopefully gets to stuff it. Corner comes in. Colwell is going to clear it. Hopefully that livens the game up. Looking at Watkins, I think he said it wasn't going in. I think he's probably right. I thought on first look, in fact, it wasn't until I saw the angle from behind Grealish that possibly it wasn't going in, was it? I think it might have been hitting the post. When I first saw it, I was like, that's definitely going in, and he's nicked the goal off him. But maybe I was wrong about that. Watkins not quite channeling his inner David Nugent there. Stinks of David Nugent. Yeah, he had one. Who was that against? I always remember I was in Brighton playing a gig, and we came out and we looked up the scoreline, and David Nugent had scored from Ipswich. Here come the subs. Here come the subs. Was it 4 or 5? I saw Phillips. I saw Trippier. Don't know who else I saw there. And Dora. Thanks, Kev. Yes, it was, wasn't it? Stop it. Here's another angle. It's about the 15th angle of this. Let's slow it down on the angle enough. Right, Rashford, Trippier, Stones, and Phillips are coming in. So a quadruple substitution for England. Out comes Jack Grealish, who definitely gets an assist. Doesn't get a goal, though. In comes Marcus Rashford. Trippier, who could be right back, could be left back. We've seen him do both for England, haven't we? Henderson out. Although I'm guessing it's Calvin Phillips who's going to take his spot, or is he? What's going on here then? So Gallagher's out as well. Phillips is in. 2 central midfielders out. John Stones is coming in as well. Is one of the centre halves coming out? Tamori's gone out. So Stones will replace Tamori then. So maybe Trent's just going to go and play in central midfield now, is he? And Trippier will go and play right back. Yeah, Trippier's definitely gone right back. Or has he? Trent's still over there. No, Trent's going to go and play central midfield. Stones centre back. Rashford. Is he going to play down the left where Grealish was? Calvin Phillips must be the only person to look forward to international breaks. He gets a game then. Yeah, right. So, Rashford down the left. Phillips is in central midfield now with Trent stepping out from right back. Trippier is in at right back. And Stones is in for Tamori at centre back. Let's see if that livens things up. England lead 1-0. In far from the most mind-blowing game of football you'll ever see in your life. But a win's a win. And a few of the guys that... although John Stones he's been injured, hasn't he? You would think a fit John Stones definitely starts on Tuesday, but who knows? Trippier, possibly. Phillips, probably not. Rashford, possibly. So maybe still leaving the big guns, Kane and Bellingham, etc., on the bench. Henderson got booed off, dearie me. Do you think Trent can offer something in midfield? We're about to find out, David, aren't we? Mbappe has a second for France against Netherlands. England with an embarrassment of riches. That would be nice, wouldn't it, hey? Phillips. Lovely ball by Phillips out to Rashford. Rashford runs strain easily. Rashford powering into the box. Didn't quite know whether to cross that with the left foot or come back onto the right foot. Just got caught in two minds there, Rashford. Austria 0, Belgium 3. Eden Hazard retired the other day, didn't he? Should still be playing for Belgium, shouldn't he, that bloke? God. Corner, England. Maddison's going to take it with Phil Foden watching while he's doing his warm-up. Maddison swings it in, little nick on it. Dunk heads down, volley goalwards by Watkins. Hit Jared Bowen. I'm not sure. Keeper isn't going to get that. Didn't hit it that well. Here comes Trent inside, hits the shot deflected out for a corner. Imagine if England would have a manager like Moo last Euros and World Cups. They've tried everything, haven't they, hey? Was Burgess marking Watkins? Don't think anyone was marking Watkins, were they? Short corner, Rashford to Maddison. Rashford on the dribble. Where are you going, fella? Oh, he smashes it across the box. Bounces out. I think Trippier's coming across to take the throw in. Going to be a couple of Aussie subs. First for them. Stones. Trippier. Rashford seems up for it. That's been a pretty spicy first couple of minutes from him, hasn't it? Keep it up. Trent. Maddison. Stones. Keep comments coming, guys. Speaking of keeping it up. Dunk. Stones. Phillips. Dunk. Yeah, horrible giveaway by Dunk there. Here come Australia. Goodwin knocks it inside. Backus hits the shot. It's really poor. No wonder. Duke in the number 9 position says, what are you doing, man? Come on. Steve Evans for England manager. I mean, he's bossing it for Stevenage, isn't he? Southgate can't win either way. If we win, he starts experiment. It wasn't working, brings on main men. Expected to win with the quality we've got. And it could just end up 1-0 unless Australia level. I know what you mean. Let's be honest. The whole England thing is a no-win situation. Unless you win 4-0 every game, people will always complain about the team or the tactics or something. So, but that's the deal, isn't it, with international football in this country? We've seen far greater managers than Mr. Southgate get far worse treatment from the public and the press doing the England job, for sure. Right, triple sub then for Australia. Is about to happen, but they've got the ball back with Ryan. I assume next stoppage, which is now, we're going to get the triple sub for the Aussies. Foden, looks like Nketiah as well are going to come on for England. Although Referee Frappart is not having it yet, is she? We're going to play another phase, and then we're going to have 2 subs for England and 3 for the Aussies. And this is the point where I get completely lost with all the changes. I struggle with even 5 per team. England are going to be up to 6 already, and there's still going to be another 20 minutes left. One in the channel, Colwell defends it well with Boyle breathing down his neck. Be great to see these players managed by Bobby Robson or Venables. Well, Vindaloo, they may have been a couple of the managers I was referring to who got equal or worse stick than Southgate gets now. So it's not something that's changed since I've been watching England, put it that way. I reckon it would be Potter after the Euros. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Remember being 4-0 up against Bulgaria and someone behind me screamed, "That's not good enough at full time." I said at least 4-0, John, but yeah, maybe that makes my point for me. Dunk, Phillips. We're still waiting for these subs. See, I'd be a proponent of this, just keeping the under-21 coaches going through. And really, there's so little that qualifies you to do an international job when you're in club football. It's just a totally different job, isn't it? So in many ways, the under-21 guy is more qualified than all of the club managers. Crossed into the near post by Bowen, cleared away. Last-ditch stuff there from Australia. Everyone said that about Löw, the Germany manager. He was just in the system for years and years, wasn't he? And he won them the World Cup. But hey, they're Germany. They get to the semi-finals at least every time anyway, don't they? Right, are we going to do these subs now then? Yes, it looks like it. So Foden and Nketiah, I don't need to see them Channel 4. I recognise those two. So Maddison's out. I assume Foden's going to take his spot, whatever system we're playing now. And I'm guessing Watkins is going out if Nketiah is coming in. What about the Aussie subs then? Nope. Well done, Channel 4. We're taking our sweet time, 9:5:17. As you'd imagine, with this being in London, huge amount of Aussies in sort of Shepherd's Bush and all across London, really, isn't there? So Boss, Miller, and Borrello coming in. I did not see who came out. Duke, I think, Goodwin. And another. Helpful. Strain. Thank you. Well done, Channel 4. You got there in the end. Time for a like spike. I think that's a very good idea, Timmy. Sure, I'm gonna take that suggestion. And if you have not hit like, how many have we got? 85. Let's see if we can go over 100. So everybody, you've got 9 seconds. Hit the like button. See if we can go over 100. It's time for a like spike. We are back. There are 15 to go. England 1, Australia 0. 89, 91. There you go. We're pushing towards the 100. I'm determined we're going to get there by the end of the stream. It's going to happen. I promise. Right. Foden knocks that one back. He gets a bit of a late tackle on him. Huge tackle by Suter there. Shot deflected from the edge of the box. Nearly ran through to Boss on the back post. And in the end, Trippier takes it off him. And Stones calmly brings it out, despite Jackson Irvine trying to, in not very legal looking means, stop him. Evening, Ben. No Massimo. No Massimo Luongo yet. There is still time for a cameo. Aussies have impressed me better than I expected. They haven't been bad, have they? I suppose you could say we're playing our reserve team, but yeah, that doesn't change the fact that comment's probably accurate, isn't it? I mean, it's an opinion, which I happen to agree with. Foden carries it infield from the left. Bowen, nice to see he stayed on. Trippier, little set up for Trent. Nice looking cross in. No one made the run across the near post that the pundits always talk about for strikers. Foden, he's got such good close control, hasn't he? Rashford. Foden. Switched out to Trippier. Horrible touch by Trippier. Stones bails him out. Trippier. Trent. Trippier. Stones. Just keeping hold of it. Stage is set for Don Massimo. A very popular player in the chat, evidently. Here comes Rashford, though, steaming down that left-hand side again. Tries to find Nketiah cut out on the near post. Australia giving England a chance by resting Massimo. Do you think Ezri Konsa can get into the England squad? Seems open, doesn't it? He's tried out Gay, and Dunk's found his way in there, and he's tried Tamori. So you do wonder next summer, though. Stones and Maguire start the first game. Yeah. Have they impressed or England disappointed? Yeah. It's hard to say, isn't it? I think one leads on to the other for sure, doesn't it? Jackson Irvine is having a meltdown. Sure his family will be proud of that language. Yellow card for the betashed number 22 for Oz. $78.38 on the clock. Thank you for watching with me tonight. It's a hard watch sometimes, England, isn't it, under Southgate? Especially these friendlies and these qualifiers. But we will do all of the England games, hopefully, to deep into the Euros next summer. Irvine. Nice ball out to Rolls. Little knock inside. Boss. It's not strong enough to get past Trippier, who knocks it out for a corner. Only 3 likes needed for 100. Hit the like button, 3 people. For goodness sake, come on. Are England treating this too lightly and concentrating on the Italy game? Again, Ian, it's a no-win situation, isn't it? I suppose if they win the... Oh, headed back post corner came in and Metcalf got there at the back stick. It didn't look like he was going to win it and just sailed over everyone's heads. And it's a decent chance, that, actually. Nice delivery. No one with him at all, actually. Poor marking from England from the corner. They get away with one there, don't they? What was I saying? Yeah, Ian, sorry, too lightly. If they win the Italy game, it won't be considered too lightly, or they don't lose the Italy game for sure. That's the minimum, isn't it? But yeah, you don't blame him. It's a difficult balance to strike. You don't blame him for putting at least most of the focus on that game. Are we there, Rich? Thank you for your gentle cajoling. Check out Rich with me and the rest of the team on the wonderful Blue Monday podcast each and every week. Is it Rotherham for you next Friday? Yes, I will be at Rotherham next Friday. Looking forward to that one. And I'm away for a couple of days after that with Shaylee and Enid. But we'll do Leicester Sunderland on the watch along right here on the Tuesday night as well. It's another 3-game week in the Championship. And I'm probably going to be home on the Saturday as well. So we will do, I think it's Southampton, Birmingham, isn't it? Foul on Bacchus. And it's going to be a free kick for Australia. And they look very excited to send everybody forward. Surprised I haven't had a drink yet. Do you know what? I didn't leave myself enough time. I had hoped to go and grab a couple of beers, but then I had to go and pick Enid up, and then you're doing all dinner and whatnot, and the night just slips away, doesn't it? Johnston has done. Yeah, it was a good save actually, Sean. I agree with that, because he wouldn't have been expecting that to be a free header on the back stick, would he? Have we seen it again here? He's supposed to be marking him. Oh, it hit the post. I thought Johnston saved that. Oh, we're really lucky there, England. Another sub for the Aussies. Mabel in. And who is 16, for goodness sake? Behich. So sadly, for any fellow Ipswich fans, it does not look now like we're going to see Massimo Luongo tonight. Here is Nketiah. Tries to cut it back to Rashford. Mabel gets his first touch and knocks that one out for a corner. Could have got some beer during the match. Fair point. Wash out. Best people turn. You're talking about Jude Bellingham, aren't you, Rich? Eh? Do we get the Ashes back if we win this? Absolutely. Corner, England, Foden. Left-footed. Bowen trying to make space. Stones is in there. Dunks in there. Foden whips it in. Mabel heads it out. And Colwell's going to win that back. It's poor from Colwell. He had a quite easy pass into Foden, who was in on the left corner of the box there. I say easy. Easy if you're an international level footballer, obviously. Bowen charging down the right. Where's he going? He's going to win a throw-in, which Trippier will take. 84:04 on the clock. We'll talk man of the match in a bit. There's not much to choose from, is there, from an England point of view? It's probably Bowen in my estimation, but we'll save that for another 5 minutes, and we'll get some thoughts in the chat. Phil Jones going to rock off at St Andrews. We shall see what Mr. Rooney can bring in terms of his contacts book. Rashford going down the line. He thought he'd won the throw-in, but he'd fouled Miller in the process. Irvine. Knocked out wide by Borello to Mabel into the box. Oh, Mabel gets lucky there. Bounces back off Phillips. Puts it in low. Dunk gets a foot on it. Irvine was arriving. Decent opening that for Australia, who fancy themselves an equaliser, don't they? Corner for the Aussies. Which Mabel will take. Referee Frappart, who's having a word with Calvin Phillips. And I was going to say Tom Borello then. That would be which band was Tom Morello in? Rage Against the Machine. Corner comes in from Mabel. It's headed down. Oh, get rid. Oh, Foden's in there. He's going to try and dribble it out of the box. Done well, actually, to be fair. And gets a bit lucky with his clearance. That could have come right back at him. And then Phillips knocks it up the line. Ooh. And Kettier in a 1v1 there with Miller, who does really well. There's Massimo. Well, apparently he's everywhere. Here come Australia again. Mabel down the right. He's had loads of touches, hasn't he? Tries to put the cross in. They've got themselves another set play. They are going for it now, Aussie, aren't they? Another corner. They looked fairly dangerous on the last one, didn't they? Suter is up. Did someone just get booked or just getting a telling off there? I think it's Bowen. Right, in comes the corner. It's gone near post. Suter misses his kick. And England still can't get it clear. Crossing position again. Good header cleared by Phillips. Here's Boss. Chased down by Bowen. England weathering the storm. Here is Suter, 88-10 on the clock. Looks like England just want to get this done now. They've made the subs. They've got the goal. They're on the clean sheet. Tried a few things out. Move on to Italy, but Australia fancy a late equaliser, don't they? Stones to Dunk. Stones has got it back again. They're definitely in nothing to lose mode now. The Aussies are chasing down everything. Burgess versus Nketiah, and Burgess comes out on top. One more sub for the Aussies before we wrap up. Toure in for Metcalf. $89.30 on the clock. Next Friday, DM'd you, Ben. That sounds ominous, Ian. But no, be nice to see you. I'm sure you'll be there at Rotherham, won't you? Here is Toure. He's on the ball straight away. Maybill. Crosses, well, just hoiks it up to the back post. Wasn't really anything other than a hit and hope, was it? And it goes out. It's going to be goal kick. England. 3 minutes. Minimum stoppage time. And we got through it. Tom. Sorry, I'm late to the party. Scattered my nan's ashes today. I'm sorry to hear that, Tom, and I hope it went well. Has the England C team been any good? Nah, not really, no. All very friendly-ish, I have to say. And they just need to get up the pitch, England, now, and just get a little bit of a press on, get some territory for 2 more minutes of football, and we can all go home. And you know the best thing? We can all come back on Tuesday where it'll be a very different team and a very different challenge against the Italians in a game where England can really kind of tick off qualification for the Euros next year. Imagine Joe Biden narrating paint drying. That's terrible. The POTUS. How old is Joe Biden? I think he's older than my dad. Crikey. 1 minute 40 of minimum 3 minutes stoppage time. Our friends at TalkSport will have a lot of Southgate outcome. You're not wrong there. Big switch of play. Out to Miller. Trippier's dealt with that. They've got a throw in quite near the edge of the penalty box here. If they can maybe bring a few of the big lads up, work something here, Australia. Still looking for that stoppage time equaliser. Down the line to Miller. Maybill. Maybill crosses in. Irvine jumped behind Toure. And it hits him on the head. Out it goes. And that is going to be the last chance, isn't it? It's about 30 seconds minimum. And Sam Johnston will kill most of that. Who did that come off last then? Jackson Irvine says it's a corner. He might have been right, actually. I couldn't tell, to be honest. Get your man of the match shouts in, as I'm sure the final whistle is about to go. And it has. Graham Arnold looks very disappointed with that. Shakes hands with Gareth Southgate. There's Ollie Watkins, who got the goal in the second half. Didn't take it off Jack Grealish in the end. We think Grealish's shot might have been hitting the post or going wide. Either or at the end there. But Watkins gets the goal. England get the win. He's a bit bruised there from a very early challenge with Cam Burgess. I think in like the first 2 or 3 minutes of that one. Let me know your man of the matches. What have we got here? Dunk. Bowen. Bellingham. Everyone who watched this game. Shilton, Mills. It's got very silly. We'll go for Bowen then. Sutar. I think Bowen got the most, didn't he? So Ben Bloom for watching it. We try our best with England. Maybe it's just it goes good, bad, because the Ukraine was boring, wasn't it? Scotland was good. This was a bit boring. So maybe Italy is going to be really, really good. Johnston, the highest rated on FootMob. The blooming keeper. The bloke with the handlebar moustache. Us for watching. The ref for blowing his whistle. Let's look at the numbers really quickly to round everything up. And then I will let you all go and enjoy your weekends. In the end, Australia had loads of shots, didn't they? Look at this. 67% possession, England. 14 shots for Australia, 9 to England. 4-3 on target in Aussie's favour. But in the end, 2 big chances to 0. Always kind of revealing that statistic, isn't it? You can pepper the goal with harsh chances, or you can make a couple of really good ones, is all I will say. Tom, at least Ian Walker isn't in goal on Tuesday night. Tom, I was at that England-Italy game you're referring to. That'll give my age away. And I met Gianfranco Zola at IMG, actually, and he scored the goal. Wow. There you go. I'll get behind that. Hopefully Tuesday night will be a better game than tonight. We blooming well hope so. A little bit dull. Before you go, we went over the 100 likes in the end, but do hit the like button. A few thank yous. Richard became a member. Thank you so much. Wolves FI, €7 on the super chat. Really, really do appreciate that. If you say nice things, I'll click them up over the outro as we go. Thank you, everyone, for joining me on the channel. I have got something prepped for Sunday, but there won't be anything tomorrow. There's plenty of stuff on there. We did cover the new Sheffield Wednesday manager, Danny Roll, today. We spoke about Rooney as well. So plenty going on. David, thank you so much. £2 super chat. And Ozzy would give a 4x for anything else. Thank you, everybody, for watching, guys. I'll put your nice comments and your thank yous up over the outro. Tune in on Sunday morning, and we'll have a pre-record for you. We'll have something on Monday as well, I'm sure. And then it will be watch along time again on Tuesday night. And then bold predictions, and we're back into the championship stuff and the EFL and whatnot for the 3-game week. Looking forward to it. Bit of a dull one tonight, but England get the win. They get the clean sheet. England 1, Australia 0. Thank you, everybody, for joining.